the Union Jack, which is a British flag, was lowered, and the Kenyan flag took glory, hoisted for the first time.
Okay, and our founding father, President Jomo Kenyatta, planted a mugumo tree.
Oh yes, I know that's a fig tree in English.
Do you know what a mugumo tree looks like?
Absolutely, why wouldn't I?
I think Cecilia and Tenda should be telling us if they can actually see the mugumo tree.
How many years down the line? 58 or 59 years ago?
59 years now.
All right, quite historical, that tree. If it is there, we're yet to see it. And of course, that particular event 59 years ago was attended by dignitaries from across the world. Nalima, today we expect President Uhuru Kenyatta to lead Kenyans on this amazing, significant day, but who are we expecting to see there as well?
Right, so our chief guest will be the president of Sierra Leone.
Amazing.
Yes, and of course we're expecting about 30,000 Kenyans, is what PS Kibicho mentioned a few weeks ago, and of course in the days that the preparations were undergoing. And 30,000 Kenyans, that's a whole lot of Kenyans.
That's a lot of Kenyans. Usually we want to see all these people together. I know they're looking forward to seeing how the political scene would turn out.
Right.
A unifying moment. Remember, this is just 2 months to the August polls. How will the political scene then come out?
Right, and about this time we have our reporters on the ground, Henry Tende and Cecilia Lubanga, and we're just going to bring them on board. And Henry Tende or Cecilia Lubanga, if you can hear me, do let us know what is happening on the ground. What is the mood like?
From Uhuru Garden. Let me tell you, it was quite cold early in the morning, but still Kenyans took time to just come here and ask. From Uhuru Gardens, and let me tell you, Nelima, it was quite cold early in the morning, but still Kenyans took time to just come here and ask. Bishop said the ground is big enough to accommodate more than 30,000 Kenyans, but then again we still have empty seats, but of course you're expecting by the time the event kicks off at around 10 a.m. the podium, or rather the area is going to be full. But then again we have been seeing that there have been preparations and final touches by the security personnel who have been marching around just to perfect on the various parts that they'll be performing before the president and the country at large. And yes, I'm here with Henry Tende, and of course we have managed to interact with various Kenyans, so of which some of them say they are proud to have they're proud to be Kenyans, and they're celebrating the 59 years the country since the country attained self-rule. And Henry will just give us a brief on how we expect the political temperatures to be here. Henry.
Okay, today being the last celebration, the last Madaraka celebration under President Uhuru Kenyatta's regime, we expect a lot to be happening politically when the president makes his way into the podium. We are expecting other members, key figures in the government, the Deputy President William Ruto, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Those three will be present here, so we expect politics will take place today. So we will be having a look at what transpires here, what are their messages, what are their preparations in terms of the coming elections, and how they are prepared, and the maneuvers, because as we understand, the relationship between President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto is strained beyond repair. So we will be keeping tabs on what is happening politically, just to see how their relationship and their body language pans out in today's Madaraka Day celebrations.
Of course, Eddie has just given us a brief, but then Henry, let me just ask you on a perspective of a political reporter. What do you think is going to happen? Because at the end of the day, we have seen in the past few months, leading to the August election that will be happening on 9th of August. Do you think that that there's going to be, the officials are going to just, settle and just act peacefully as they celebrate this is Madaraka Day?
Perhaps we're expecting a celebratory mood, so they might turn down on politics, but they are politicians, so we expect them to actually say something in terms of politics. Remember, Deputy President William Ruto has complained of there being a plan to rig the coming elections, so today it's a good platform for the head of state to respond to that, because as head of state, the president has the mandate to guarantee all players participating in this year's elections that there is a level playing ground. The elections will be free and fair. There will be no manipulation of the elections. So we will be looking at the scenarios from deputy president, from his boss, the president, as he ushers in a new leadership in August. We will be finding out whether the president will affirm that indeed the government is resolute to ensure there is a free, fair, credible and verifiable election come August, so that all players are confident as they go into the elections.
And of course, those are just some of the expectations that you expect from this year's Madaraka Day. And as I've said, of course, you're celebrating 59 years of self-rule. And yesterday we saw the president launch the Uhuru National Museum and the Uhuru National Monument and Museum here at 5 p.m. last evening. And it's expected that
yes, when we go.
Of course, yes, Nelima, I do understand that you're asking about, this comes in the wake of COVID-19 concerns in the country. And of course, the Minister of Health, even yesterday, highlighted the fact that we're expecting Kenyans to follow the COVID-19 protocol. And of course, yes, as far as, of course, the percentage of, or rather prevalence of COVID-19 right now has increased, of course, to 5% and above. We expect that Kenyans will maintain COVID-19 protocols. And it has already been announced that Kenyans should wear their masks as they attend this forum today. Nelima, if you can get me.
Madaraka Day, the 1st of June, but the 59th Madaraka Day to be celebrated in Kenya. We are looking at, of course, Henry Tende bringing up a political aspect of what the body language would be like, expected to be seen today. So we're seeing politicians coming in today as well.
Right. Remember, this is a time when the president and his deputy have a bit of a strained relationship. And so Kenyans will be looking just to see, as the president is about to exit, then what is his body language going to be towards the deputy president?
And of course, just to bring you back, and bring you up to speed, President Uhuru Kenyatta, in the year 2013, just after taking power, graced the Uhuru Gardens for the first time. And now we're seeing him as he exits, just, 2 months into the general election, also leading Kenyans again on the Madaraka Day for the last public celebration appearance as head of state.
And back to Uhuru Gardens yet again. And of course, yesterday, Tuesday, President Uhuru Kenyatta officially launched the museum at the Uhuru Gardens. And of course, this museum has all the artifacts.
When you say all the artifacts, you're getting me curious. Are they telling the historic story of Kenya? What are these artifacts about?
You see, rungu ya moi.
You actually have to say it in Swahili.
Yes. All these artifacts, all the things that signify our struggle and our victories as a country, all right there at the museum at the Uhuru Gardens.
Amazing. So remember, this is, talking about Kenya at 59 and the celebrations that were held in Uhuru Gardens on December 12th year, that is in 2013, is just one of those first celebrations we saw President Uhuru Kenyatta lead Kenyans through for the first time in power. We're still here to see what then happens in his speech today. What will be the presidential address be like?
And then looking at the 10 years he's essentially been in power, that there are some highs and there are some lows. Looking at his legacy, perhaps the expressway and the SGR are some of the very significant contributions for President Uhuru Kenyatta to the Kenyan government. And of course, there are those lows, corruption, corruption cases. There have been many scandals in different institutions. And so as he bows out, then there are all these things to consider. But just looking at what he might be talking about today,
yes.
Will it be about his legacy? Will he be telling the country to unite as we are heading towards the elections in just 65 days?
Well, political analysts might come out to say, and they have come out to say on this particular day, we get to actually see then if President Uhuru Kenyatta surely comes out to endorse his successor on this Madaraka Day presidential address. We don't know yet what it looks like, but I know the political analysts would be probably looking at what then? Is he now going to be coming out openly as head of state to say, I endorse, perhaps, Azimio One Kenya Alliance flag bearer?
Right.
Honorable Raila Odinga?
Yeah, and you know that the campaign period is officially on right now. And we have not seen the president so much on the ground, but perhaps now, after these Madaraka Day celebrations, maybe now he'll get right there to the roots and start campaigning.
And of course, just to let you know that Kenyans were asked to adhere to COVID-19 protocols. We're seeing a bit of resurfacing of the pandemic, and so far quite a number of cases confirmed.
Right.
We had to go back to the grounds to see how far of course the Madaraka Day has gotten into commencing. But remember, we'll be giving you that live coverage, and guests will be coming in as well to just give us a bit of background analysis, among other things. But we are also on social media. Do not forget to interact with us. Look up TV on Facebook, on Twitter. Right now, use the hashtag, the 59th Madaraka Day, hashtag The Morning Drift.
And of course, on our YouTube page as well, where we are at Lookup TV. And Ankey, one very interesting thing to look at. One of the guests we'll be interviewing today is Phoebe Asio. And looking at the contribution of women towards independence. We have all the great women that came before us. And just after 59 years, then can women say that they are independent?
Would you challenge me to then say one of the, parties we're looking at in this battle for, presidency has nominated a woman as a running mate or, incoming deputy president? Would this then be something to discuss? We'll hear from Phoebe Asio what her thoughts are on the strides that Kenya has made since, attaining self-internal rule.
Right. And then just looking at the political landscape in the country right now, there are very many aspirants, the governors.
Absolutely.
Yes, as well as President, even Wajakoya, who've picked women as their running mates. So this is a time that women have, would you say that women have risen to the occasion, or people are just starting now to see that women are able?
I think women rose, but were not recognized.
Right.
Especially if you look at, independence, 1963 all the way to, say, 2000. I think the recognition was a bit, on the low. It's getting better by the day.
Right.
But we also get to hear that from our guests. Just to bring you up to speed, this is the live coverage of the 1st of course, June. This is the Independence Day, the 59th
Madaraka Day celebrations. And of course, the feat this year is being marked and celebrated at the Uhuru Gardens, the newly renovated Uhuru Gardens.
Previously, prior to being Uhuru Gardens was called the People's Garden.
Right. And it was a deliberate move to make it Uhuru Gardens because it serves as a memory. And of course, it stores a lot of our artifacts, and it signifies a lot of the struggle for independence.
You have just reminded me of some fun facts about President Uhuru Kenyatta's appearance. And he was once there when he was a very young boy.
Right. When his father became the first president of Kenya.
And then the second time he gets to appear as a president in 2013, and now we see him grace it again once again, for the last time perhaps, as the head of state in 2022, which is today, the 1st of June.
Right. And the Uhuru Gardens, I don't know, when we get back to Cecilia and Tende, there is just so much renovation. It has become a very beautiful space, and it will perhaps now, this will be the destination for a lot of the national celebrations.
And of course, we are still waiting on President Uhuru Kenyatta to officiate Madaraka Day celebrations this morning. Of course, if you look at the grounds, you will see that preparations had been done prior. Kenyans are settling in. A lot of Kenyans really anticipating what then the president would be saying today. As Henry Tende also, shared with us earlier on, we expect a lot of political, utterances coming in here and there.
Right.
We're expecting Deputy President William Ruto to be on the grounds. Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister of Kenya, on the same grounds as well as his running mate. Many other presidential aspirants coming in together on the same ground this morning.
Right, and the Madaraka Day celebrations, it's independence.
Absolutely.
But they're coming at a time when Kenyans are complaining about the high cost of living. So what do you think the president will say about it?
And what I'm looking at is, I don't know if it's going to be a happy moment. I don't know if Kenyans really have anything to celebrate. Perhaps they can talk to us on our social media handles. What do you think is there to actually celebrate during the President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure? And let's just say 59 years after attaining self-rule. Do you think there is any reason absolutely to celebrate? And of course, as Nelima has put it, high cost of living, there's been a lot of hashtags as well. A lot of food prices, there's fuel crisis. Everything seems to be going up by the day.
Right, at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook, and of course on our YouTube channel, Look Up TV. And right now we'll be connecting to Cecilia Lubanga, our reporter on the ground at the Uhuru Gardens. And Cecilia Lubanga, what do you have for us?
Manyora, memframe. So Nelima, thank you so much once again. And of course, as I've said, we'll be engaging Kenyans on just to understand what's happening today on the ground. And of course, I'm here with one patriotic citizen who says he's proud to celebrate this year's Madaraka Day, the 59th Madaraka Day. So first of all, I'll just go quickly into what he has today. So just tell me what's
Yeah, my name is. I'm here to celebrate the history of our country and how far we have gotten thus far. It's a celebration that I think we need to commemorate to show our unity and how patriotic each and everyone truly is.
So for the 59, the country gained self-rule. What do you think? Do you think we have done well for ourselves, or do you think as a country we have failed in our part?
We've done better than most. And I think we should be proud of that. Although, of course, there are a few steps we need to take. There are a few complications, but mostly in general, I think when it comes to the happiness measure, happiness level of Kenyans, I think most are happy that we've come this far in such a short time. 59 years is not long compared to histories in countries such as USA, which the constitution is almost 200 years old, sorry.
And now, of course, again, for the 59 years that the country gained self-rule, let's look at the political sector, rather when it comes to leadership of this country. Of course, and we are counting few months to elections. Do you think as a country we are doing well when it comes to how we carry out our leadership, or to some extent our leaders have failed us in one or another?
Our leaders have not failed us because if you compare with the previous situations, the peace that has prevailed thus far has been tremendous, and I think we are ready to go into this election period.
You think you're ready to go for these elections?
Yeah, every Kenyan is ready.
So that's just one of the citizens who is giving us a brief of why he's here today and what he values more. Of course, briefly, I'll be engaging again another guest, a female guest, and she'll just be joining me on set. Looking very beautiful today. So what's your name and why are you here today?
My name is Wariara Irene. I'm the incoming MCA for Mutoini Ward in Dagoretti South.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the fact that you're here on grounds of celebrating the country's milestones and just how we have come far in terms of leading this country. And also as a political leader, what do you think we have done for ourselves as a country when it comes to leadership?
I think a couple of years ago, we were not able to speak the way we are speaking right now. Women did not have the right to sit at the decision-making tables, but now we have seen lots and lots of women coming on board to be leaders, to provide leadership, and to also, sit on the top tables of this nation. And particularly, I came today because it is my party leader, who is also the president of this nation's last public event, national event rather. So I came to celebrate with him because he has achieved a lot, and I think it would be good to come and celebrate the far that he has taken this country.
That's very beautiful. That's very beautiful. And also, finally, just before you run off, I do understand that today you're carrying the Kenyan flag. That means you're a patriotic citizen who is proud to be here today. And then also, you're running for a political seat. And as you've said, it's rare because in the past it was hard to see women run for these seats. But today you're confident and you're running for the MCA seat. What's the drive?
I think we can give it up to Uhuru Kenyatta. We have seen Uhuru Kenyatta putting women on the front line. It will be remembered that Uhuru Kenyatta is the first president who is male, but he has an aide-de-camp who's female. Uhuru Kenyatta is also the president who has put a lot of women as CSs and top positions of this country. So I think we can give it up to Uhuru Kenyatta for giving women a big platform in this country.
Thank you so much, and congratulations for that effort. And I do hope as you run for that seat, you'll be able, to just take over the position of an MCA. And also, once again, Nelima and Ankey Dorice, I'm having another citizen who is here to also just give me a brief of why he's here today. Habari yako?
Mzuri sana.
Uko hapa leo na mbona uko hapa leo?
Mimi niko hapa leo kwanza kwa sababu mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Napenda Kenya ambayo tumetoka mbali kama wa Kenya, na siku ya leo ni siku muhimu sana kwa sababu ni siku ambayo Kenya ilipewa madaraka. Na hata niko na furaha tena ni kwa sababu ya rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta. Amefanya mambo makuu sana. Ona hata vile amebadilisha sahi barabara kila mahali. Ona Uhuru Garden sahi vile inakaa, unafikiria hata uko London. Sasa mimi niko na furaha nyingi sana, nashukuru Mungu kwa kutubariki sisi wa Kenya, na nazidi kuomba kwamba Mungu akatuwezeshe kupata viongozi wazuri ambao watazidi kuendelesha Kenya jinsi ambavyo Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta ambavyo amefanya.
Asante sana. What's your message to the next government that is coming up? Because eventually at the end of the day, we are heading towards elections, the 9th August elections. What are your expectations as a citizen?
Okay, mimi kitu ambacho naweza kuambia serikali ambayo inakuja kwa uwezo wa Mungu, wajaribu sana. Kuna tu shida moja ambayo inasumbua Kenya, na ni shida tu ya ufisadi peke yake, ambapo hao watu ambao wanafanya ufisadi ni watu ambao wanaishi maisha mazuri, lakini sisi watu wa chini ndio tunaumia. Jinsi Waswahili walivyosema, fahali wakipigana nyasi ndio umia. Sisi wa Kenya wa chini ndio tunaumia. Bidhaa zimekuwa juu. Sahi hata watu hatukuli chakula, hata chai hatukunywi kwa sababu sukari imekuwa juu, kila kitu, hali ya maisha imekuwa juu. So kitu yenye ningeambia yeyote ambaye atachukua urais, angalie sana mambo ya ufisadi, na ili maisha sisi ikuwe mzuri kwa sababu tunateseka sana. Lakini licha ya hayo, Mungu bado anazidi kututumikia kwa sababu Mungu anapenda maskini, na sisi tunashukuru sababu Mungu anazidi hata licha kutua nasi. Na washukuru sana pia kunipea nafasi hii ya kuongea mbele ya kila mtu na kila Mkenya. Nashukuru sana.
Asante sana. And just Nelly, if you can allow me, I'll have one final Kenyan citizen to just give me a brief of why they're here today and why they're celebrating Madaraka today. Habari yako dadi?
Mzuri sana.
Why are you here today?
Nimekuja hapa leo kusherehekea hii siku ya maana sana, Madaraka Day, ambayo ni holiday ya kipekee na hudhuria ya Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. So mimi kwa maoni yangu ni holiday ya kipekee. Kwa sababu gani? Unaona kiwanja hili ilizinduliwa tu jana, na tayari anafanya hiyo sherehe yake hapa hivi, sherehe yake ya mwisho ambayo iko na maana sana kwa wakaaji wa Kenya. Tulipata madaraka tarehe 1 Juni, inaidhinishwa hapa hivi kwa hiki kiwanja. So matarajio yangu leo Rais Kenyatta apunguze uchumi. Tunaumia kama wananchi wa kawaida. Bei ya bidhaa zimepanda juu sana. Tunaumia hapa nje. Kunapata kitu yenyewe unaweza pata na shilingi 1,000. Sasa hizi ni tofauti. Mafuta ya kupika imepanda. Gesi imepanda. Unga imepanda. Mwananchi wa kawaida naumia. Sasa wale wenye hawana kazi wanaumia kiasi gani? Hiyo ni swali yenye ningependa rais ajibu. Juu sababu yeye ajui vile sisi wananchi tunaumia. Yeye amelelewa pale Ikulu, amekuwa na kila kitu. Unapata pia ajui mkati ni 50 bob, yani anajua ni 500 bob. So anafaa kuja kwa wananchi ajue jinsi tunavyoumia. Na ya mwisho atupatie mwelekeo hapo mbele. Tunataka nchi kuwe na amani, apigane na ufisadi kadri ya uwezo wake. Atupewe viongozi ambao watatuelekeza kwa hiyo njia. Yayo tu.
Asante sana. So Nelima and Ankey Dorice, that's just one outstanding factor that has come out from most of Kenyans speaking here today. Most of them are decrying the high standards of living, especially those on low income. So of course, some of the expectations today's forum, it's expected that Uhuru and even other leaders will be able to address the matter of high cost of living, because that's one common thing that Kenyans are decrying today. And of course, we're still seeing Kenyans are still streaming in. And of course, the event is almost kicking off. And of course, if you look at the dignitary section, we are looking at some already. It's beginning to pack up. The security has begun to be heightened at that section, because sooner or later, the president and even two other top dignitaries will be streaming in to just attend this Madaraka Day. And of course, Uhuru will be presiding his final Madaraka Day as a president of this country. So much is expected from today's Madaraka Day. Back to you in studio, Nelima and Ankey.
My loaf of bread is
500 shillings. Right, so the high cost of living is something that Kenyans across the board are complaining about, and they're looking forward to what the president has to say as he bows out, as he exits come the August 9th. Then what is he going to do for even those who are jobless?
It's quite disheartening that 59 years later, we still have Kenyans like one of those who spoke right on the grounds, saying the issue of corruption is still really overwhelming the country.
Right. And like I had said, Ankey, then Uhuru's tenure has been marred by a lot of corruption at the Kenya pipeline, at KEMSA, NYS Season 1, NYS Season 2.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So there has been a lot of corruption across the board. But I understand we do have to take a very short break.
Before we take that real short break, we'll bring you in the history of Kenya. What was the name of Kenya prior, Nelima? Would you know?
What was the name of Kenya?
Yes, Kenya had a name before it was Kenya, before it got, independence and got internal self-rule.
Please educate me.
Can I?
On this Madaraka Day.
Allow me to have the pleasure.
Yes.
It was the British East African Protectorate.
Okay.
Yes, or the British East Africa. Well, now you know. We'll be back with more information.
Now I know.
We take a short breather, but still going on with the Madaraka Day. 1st June, the year 2022. This is
The Morning Drift.
The Morning Drift.
Get a chance to wake up as a tourist as you view Mount Kenya every day by buying a plot of land at Wema Gardens, Naru Moru. At only 400 meters off tarmac, this is the right place to build your dream home, cottages or holiday homes. You can also buy this property to give to your children as a special inheritance. Water and electricity are in the vicinity, while neighbors are already building their homes. These plots are specially ready for you with title deeds scheduled to be out in 6 months. Buy a 50 by 100 plot of land at Wema Gardens for only 399,000 Kenya shillings. You can also pay for your plot through our friendly 1-year installments plan.
Hello everyone from wherever you're watching us, and welcome to Mtoto News Insights here at...
We are bringing you a new experience,
where children speak for themselves and make their views count. Yes, an experience.
We will bring you news for children by children and involve you in hot discussions on children's rights.
We're going to discuss about the Kenya Children's Assembly.
It's children in leadership. We have the governor and the deputy governor here. I mean, those are great titles, so man.
There are others which are younger than like 5 years or something.
Join me, Omar Hamed, from Mtoto News Insights every Saturday at 8 p.m. only on Lookup TV.